Hey everybody, it's Dr. Scott, continuing on some little tidbits from the gut health masterclass and just gut health in general and how it impacts, all our health just overall. I'll tell you what, I've said this multiple times, but I was one who I didn't have a ton of gut symptoms. I didn't have, constipation, diarrhea, pain, reflux, any of those kind of things. But there was other things going on inside of me that just I didn't quite know how to get to the bottom of. Well, hindsight, being 2020, of course, when I started to heal my body from the inside out and finding out that I actually did have gut issues, I look back and I'm like, man, I wasn't regular, I wasn't constipated, but I would go and use the restroom, poop. I know we all love to talk about poop, right? Probably once a day at least. But I'll tell you what, since healing my gut, my microbiome, my bacteria, my stomach acid was very low, and I had to heal that as well. I not only go multiple times a day, which is ultimately healthy. So the myths out there about how much you should poop, the frequency, all of those things. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff out there that's it's just bad advice, right? So if you think about this logically, if you eat 2 to 3 meals a day, you swallow the food, it goes into the stomach, it stays there for a couple hours, then it moves on to your small intestine, then your large intestine, and it really should have kind of a consistency in how it moves through your digestive tract, right? So if you eat 2 or 3 meals a day, how many times should you poop, right? Does that make sense? 2 to 3 times a day would be absolutely optimal and efficient. And I can tell you that's exactly what happened with me, is not only do I poop 2 or 3 times a day, right, regularly, there's also some intricacies with the timing of it. So here, let me go into that a little bit. And this is important info, so you guys need to listen up. This goes into neurology, right? So if your nervous system is in balance and working properly, that has direct connection to your gut, your organs, and all the things, obviously. Your nervous system controls everything. So I'm going to talk about real quick the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is basically the part that runs and controls so many functions in our body, our heart, our lungs, our gut, all of these things, right? So there's 2 divisions to the autonomic nervous system. You have your sympathetic and parasympathetic. The sympathetic is your fight, flight, freeze, right? So high stress, things happen that should happen in that. But the parasympathetics are kind of the brake pedal to that gas pedal. Sympathetic gas pedal, brake pedal would be the parasympathetics. That's called rest and digest. So that's where the part of your nervous system that's going to enable your gut to actually go through the processes it needs to go through to move through food through, absorb nutrients and all the things, right? So when you sleep at night, right, your parasympathetic should be highly, highly functioning. So first thing in the morning, if you're resting well, if you're sleeping well, if your nervous system is optimally functioning well overnight, you should poop first thing in the morning. And I'll tell you, that never was the case for me years ago. But again, when I started to heal my gut, I'll tell you what, it's like clockwork. 15 minutes or less after I wake up in the morning, every morning, I'm visiting the restroom, and that's awesome, right? And sometimes within a few hours after that as well. So I usually first thing in the morning, kind of mid-morning, late morning, and then sometime in the afternoon or evening as well would be the third time. So again, this isn't just gut health, it's nervous system health, it's whole body health, which again is the whole purpose of functional medicine and what we look at with people. Okay, so I didn't realize my gut was a mess. My nervous system needed some work as well. And then when I got all of that figured out, man, I became more regular. And it's not just about gut health. Like I said 1,000,000 times over and preaching this. But man, that gut health has so much to do with other things, mental health, hormone health, all of these things, right? So if you missed the gut health class, just DM me. All I need is your email, and I can send you the recording of that class. It was 2 hours plus of just packed full of information and great tips for you guys to learn and implement in your life, right? But pooping. Like if you're not pooping regularly, and in the morning, like I talked about in this short video, something is going awry in you and you need help, right? And it's just, you're gonna hear opinions all over the board. There's so many health practitioners, medical doctors that say, oh, it's not a big deal if you go every couple days, or if you have a kid that goes irregularly and every few days. We saw people in our chiropractic office regularly that their kid would go once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks, and they were literally told that that was normal. It's the furthest thing from normal, guys. That something is going on in the system that's not allowing things to be regular, right? Is it a gut issue? Is it a nervous system issue? Is it a combination of both, which oftentimes it is? So get a hold of me, DM me with any questions, email me, drscott, so Dr. Scott at drscottfm.com, or like I said, DM me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'd love to help you guys out. This is a huge deal. It's a huge deal for your health to be regular in your gastrointestinal system. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.